Hello, everyone. Hello, Carol, and always rejoicing. Amy and Lori. Let's see here. Diana was in earlier. Let's see, Carol, it is raining in Texas. Yes, I know Lisa got a huge storm today and even had like tornado watch. Hello, Vanessa and Debbie and Susie and Shelly Bell or Shell Bell. Samora, hello, hello. Let's see here. Carol or someone in the chat, tell me if the sound and picture and everything look okay. Thank you, Lori. Let's see, snowed in Debbie's area of Texas today. Yes, my brother is in southwest Oklahoma and he got lots of snow too. Hello, Vicky. Okay, thank you, Carol. Let's see, Kelley, I wanted to ask, how do you stand up your Copics in the 3-tier cart? It is a Copic marker organizer, and I got it on Etsy. If you search for Copic organizers, you can find different types depending on what types of markers you have. And I have both the Chow and Sketch. And so, unfortunately, most of them are only for one type of marker. And you'll see that I have mine mixed in here. And I have a handy husband. And so for like the chows that are different shape and they're a little bit bigger around, I had him drill out all the holes to make them a little bit wider because this is just like 3D printed. I know some people make them out of wood and different materials, but I just had him drill out a little bit to make the holes bigger, so it didn't matter what size I was putting in there, that I could slide in whichever size that I was using, because I'm not a some people are worried about having all Sketch or all Chow or whatever. Hello, Melissa. Let's see here. Is it okay to store your Copic markers upright like that? I read that they should be laid flat. I have had mine like this for probably a year or so, and I have not had any issues with that. Before that, I did have them laying flat. I just ran out of space to lay them flat like that. So let's see. Hello, Gail. Hello, Sherry. There's Lisa over there. Denise, hello. Moody Crafter. Julia, hello. Damari. Susan. Okay, let's see here. A Ghost. Okay, everybody. I think everybody's coming in. Good evening, Kathleen. Let's see. You're welcome. Welcome always, rejoicing. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to the desk view. And believe it or not, and I've got it a little bit more zoomed in tonight, and so I hope it's still clear. Hope the view is still clear here on the desk. Okay, so last week, because today is Tuesday, we made this card with one of our other stencil sets. And on this one, I used the stencils, the dies, both dies to cut around the edge, and did some other things. Tonight, I thought it would be fun to try because I am big into layers and dimension and all that stuff. I thought it would be fun to kind of challenge myself and to use the stencils from the A Little Note stencil set and stencil directly onto my card base and do a total, I'll say almost total, because I think I might add some embellishments, almost a total 1-layer card, which is totally not my forte. Normally, I'm all into the layers and all the things. So let's go through this little set first, or this little collection, and then we'll get started on the card making. So this is the A Little Note stamp set. So you can either, stamp it and then add the layers or add all your colors with the stamp and then die cut it or do whatever. So there's the stamp that has the little greetings, and I will probably use that. There are the dies, of course, which I would normally reach for to do all the layers. And so we have those. And then, of course, we have the stencils. And so here are the 4-layer stencil sets. And so I'm going to try to make a beautiful floral card with the stencils, with my card base, and some embellishments. Now, normally I would also reach for the adhesive gems because they're so easy to stick on. But I just got, let me reach here. I just got a box from Honeybee that has some new embellishments in it. So we have the Forget-Me-Not, like shaker, treasure blend, confetti mix. And this has pearls. It has sequins. It's got all kinds of little pretty things in there. And then we have the All of You More, which is a good mix too. It's got all kinds of different things in there. See, everything from really big pearls to sequins. There is Buttercup. Look how pretty that is for spring. There's like these little flower things. That may be pretty in the center of our flowers. There's different shapes and sizes. We have Strawberry Kisses. This would be really pretty for like when we do our lovely layer strawberries. Look at all that sparkle that's fall to the bottom there. And then we have Eyelet Lace. This could be a contender for tonight too, because there's lots of really pretty pearls and little flowers in there. And then we've got Rose Garden. And this is a whole blended mix too. Everything from, do you see kind of these chocolatey color pearls, flowers, clay bits, little gems, little roses, little flowers. Okay, so there's all kinds. So I think I'm going to choose one of these to actually like glue down in the center of the card. Okay, so let's get going here. And I've got my colors picked out. I'm going to set my stencils here, and I think I'm going to tilt this just like that, because I'm going to put my card base, top folding card base, down in here in the center, or down here in the corner, I should say. And I'm going to use that as my guide, and then stick the stencils down in here. And I'm going to stencil everything kind of all at one time. And so on this one, I have some flowers. I've got the tails to my little banner here. And I'm going to look on the guide to kind of follow along to see, what colors I need and where it's going. And then theoretically, at the very end, when I have everything stenciled, I should be able to take my card base, score it and fold it in half, and then have everything, one layered. So let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to start out with these flowers, and I'm going to do the lightest layer in saltwater taffy. I'm on kind of a springy look with my florals and stuff lately, and I'm just making sure that everything is in there. And then I'm going to try really hard not to get any of this on my card base, because again, this is all one layer. Let's see if I can put that down there in case anybody asks. And so I'm going to applying hardly any pressure. I'm going to keep this pretty light, and we're going to see how it looks here. And I'm going to keep it far away from the banner openings. So you'll notice that I'm using some of our more detailed, the smaller brushes, just to help me keep it where I want it. And I'm trying to avoid the side right here as well, so I don't smush it onto the side. And I'm just going to kind of go back and forth into those little nooks and crannies, just like so. And I'm trying to hit up against those sides, because a lot of times when you stencil, you'll get darker areas in some places and then not in others. And I like that. Okay, so for my banner here, I'm going to use speckled egg. I kind of like this kind of springy, kind of robin's egg blue color. And I do think I want to cover, and I'm going to use just a little bit of washi tape because my speckled egg brush is really big. And so I'm just going to kind of cover up this side right here with washi tape. Okay, so this area here, you can see it's back there in the tails. And so I'm going to do this a little darker than I would do this top area where I'm going to put my sentiment, but not as dark, or not as dark as I would do in here in the little shadowed fold areas. And so I'm going to tap, and then I'm going to give this like a little bit of medium pressure, and I even like it darker, like what would be over here near the fold. See where it's kind of blending out into those areas. And then I'm just going to work it in there, and then concentrate more pigment up next to this side right here. So that's where most of the color is concentrated. Okay, so let's change colors again. And then I'm going to very gently kind of pull all this up. And then we have our very first layer. Okay, so I'm going to grab a hold of our next stencil, layer number 2. It's got, let's see, flower centers and some little tiny hearts. And I'm going to do all these little flower centers and the tiny hearts in the same color. And again, before I even get started, I'm going to go ahead, and this is just cheapo washi tape like you would find at your local like big box craft store. And so I'm being very careful. Now this color, I'm going to pull in Abandoned Coral. I think it'll be pretty with that saltwater taffy. And so I'm going to tap, tap, tap and see, okay, my heart is open here too. And so let me think about this for a second. Okay, I'm changing gears. I'm going to go back to the saltwater taffy. Yeah, I am going to do that. I'm going to go back to the saltwater taffy, and I'm going to do the heart first. And if a little bit gets into those flower centers, it's okay because we've already done those in saltwater taffy. And then I'm going to go back over just those parts with the Abandoned Coral. So I'm going around my edges first, and it's going to look a little bit like a hot mess, but we're going to kind of fill in and blend it out. I'm going to hit my edges a little bit darker than the center, and then blend it all out. Okay, And then hopefully when that dries back a little bit, I'll have a little bit of a lighter center. Okay, now that we've got that, now I'm going to do abandoned coral. Now I can dip, dip, dip. And then I'm going to go very carefully around the edges. And I'm going to hit the little hearts and the centers of the flowers in abandoned coral. And this is where your smaller brushes are going to come in handy. So I'm just going to keep working my way around, making sure that I don't miss anything. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Now we're moving right along. Okay, now we have the little tiny folds right here in the ribbon. And I want that even darker than we did the outsides. So I'm going to really load up my blending brush with the same colored speckled egg, same brush. And this time, let me make sure I'm getting the right spot. I'm going to put some muscle into it. Not a lot, but more intense color and pressure than what I did on the other parts. And that's going to give us the look of that fold, even just with one color of ink. Okay, so I'm going to very carefully peel that back. Okay, and then do you see how we're getting the little shadows right here? We have the center of the flowers and the little hearts scattered about. Okay, we're moving right along here. So next I'm going to take stencil number 3. It's the small leaves and the top of the banner. So again, I'm going to butt everything up in the corner. Make sure everything's lined up nicely. And then for good measure, just so I don't get to this stage in our stenciling, I'm going to go ahead and put washi down there, just so I don't make a boo-boo. Okay, so this I know I want speckled egg and I want really light. So I could blend some speckled egg up in here and make everything kind of cohesive or coordinate, or I can do a green. So let me think about this for a second. Okay, I think I'm going to pull speckled egg up into here too, into some of these leaves, just so everything is cohesive. So let's start out with the leaves. And I'm going to be very careful so I don't go off the top, because I'm trying not to boo-boo. I want this all to be a gorgeous one layer card. I'm going back and forth so I hit all of the sides of those little nooks and crannies. Just like that. Get it down in there. And then we'll do the little banner part very last. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let me get that a little bit darker. Okay, so this is last, and I know I want it to be the lightest part. So I'm just going to start giving this a light brushing here. Here we go. Here we go. And then I can even kind of darken up the edges, maybe a tiny bit, just where it would come off of that curl. And then I'm going to blend it back out. Okay. Okay, so let's pull that up and let's see what we're looking like here. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Do you see how this is lighter, like right in here? And then I'm glad that I went ahead and pulled in the blue in here. I think that's going to be really pretty. All right, so let's see if we can save the washi tape. Let's see, nothing like a soaking wet golden retriever. Uh-oh, somebody's having puppy problems. Let's see, I have some super old banner stamps and dies. I love how they never go out of style. Never. They're always great for sentiments and things. Okay, last layer. Layer 4, small flower centers and large leaves. Okay, so here we go. And I think for this, because we're getting into the little bitties with the little flower centers and the little leaves, I think I'm going to mix it up here. And I'm going to show you a new tool that it's new to me. And Melissa carries them at Honeybee. But we have these really nice waffle flower, itty tiny detail brushes. And I just got these with my little package that I had all those embellishments and things in. And I think I'm going to try these. Like, look at this. Look at this little guy. Do you see this? Like, to go in here and do maybe some of the flower centers so I don't make a mess, you know, with the color. Okay, so I want the flower centers here to be even darker, I think, than the abandoned coral. And so I'm actually going to reach back here, I think, and grab... Let's go all out here, and let's go with lumberjack plaid, and let's pull in. I wasn't necessarily going in a red direction, but I think it's going to be really pretty. This is almost can be used Valentine-y or like a friendship card or something. Okay, so I'm only going to hit the flower centers, and so I'm going to pounce, 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 and kind of hit those little edges this way and that. And I'm being careful not to get it in these other leaves. And so I'm just going to pounce around here. And I'm just looking really close to the open flowers. Okay. And then I think that's it. Now, I don't want to smear my red. So I'm going to take a dry paper towel, and I just keep a roll beside my desk, and I'm going to kind of do this number because I don't want to put that into the green of my leaves. So let's give it a little wipe down here. Okay. Now I think we're pretty good. So I think for the leaves, let's do bundled sage. I think that'll be pretty. So let's do bundled sage. And now I can just kind of go gently. Ooh, I look like that. That's going to be pretty. Like that. And there. I can make some parts of the little stems darker than the other, the base, and then fade it as it goes up. Go. And I'm just running my brush in the direction of the stem. So this little stem right here is running up that way. So I'm starting at the base. And then what that does is it drops more color, like where the stem, like where it would be connected to the plant. And then it gets lighter as, you know, it fades up into the topmost leaves. That's the plan anyway. Okay, let's see how we did here. Move that out of the way. And then let me be really careful here. And there we go. All right, so let me kind of hold this up. All right, so there's all of our stenciling. No stamps, no dies. Look how cute that is. All A2 size. The stencils were all A2, so it was easy for me to line everything up. Okay, so now let's fold this down and let's see how this is going to look as a 1-layer card. So I'm going to put it in my little score tool and use my bone folder 5.5. So I'm there and score it really well. And then we'll fold it down. And I'm trying to kind of keep my fingers from going in what might be damp ink. And I'm folding that down really well. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, show me in the chat. I'm reading your comments over there. How many of you like to do like 1-layer cards on the card base like this? I was mentioning at the beginning, like this is not my usual. Normally, I'm like all about give me all the layers, all the pretties, all the things. And so normally I am all about the layers. So I think I'm going to take, while I've got this out, I'm going to take just a little bit of this to hold it down. Let's see here. What bone folder is that? That is the Honeybee Stamps Be Creative bone folder. And if you'll give me 2 seconds, I'll show you that there's 2 sizes that Melissa has. There is this is like a small. Let me see if I can find my big one. It always falls back here. And then this one is my favorite. Do you see the little Be Creative that's etched in it? Look at this could be used as a crafty weapon. It is amazing. It is like, do you see? You can't bend it. It is substantial and it's amazing. This sucker, this is the large. This one is the small. So that gives you a look at like the size difference. And the smaller one is a little bit thinner. So that gives you a look at the size difference. So if you go look online, you'll know the difference between the smaller one and the larger one. But these are nice Teflon and they crease your paper and make it pretty, and they are not going to leave wrinkles or shiny stuff up here. Okay. All right. Let's see. What is the large good for? Oh, Sharon, I reached for this one today because it was laying right here within reach. This one had fallen down behind my little tool caddy. This is the one that I always reach for. One, I have really large hands and it is nice in your hand. It's weighty, it's heavy, it's good in your hand, and you can go to town like creasing all the things. And I use it in my score tool. You can tell where I've rounded my tip right here in my score tool. And then I use this other end to actually crease everything down. But this one, it is nice. Do you see it's a little thinner? It's got a little bit of give to it. But it's smaller in your hand. I have really big hands, and so this puppy is nice. I know there's a couple of design team members over in the chat. They could probably, if they have one of these, they could probably tell you which size that they like. I'm sure that they have a lot smaller hands than I do. Let's see here. So we need to find a sentiment. So we've got I love you more, and these are all created to fit within the little banner. Let's see here. Just a note. You're my favorite. To my bestie. Love is love. Hello, friend. Just a little note. Let's see here. What do we want to add in here? This is a hard choice. You're my favorite. Let's do you're my favorite. That's a cute little greeting. Let's see. I never realized there are two sizes. There are. If you go online and look up the Be Creative bone folder, or probably just type in bone folder, it would probably pop up. Okay, and I'm just organizing this down in here, and I need to decide what color I want to stamp this in. I think I'll do it in black just to be nice and crisp. So I'm just going to pull out the Versified. Let's see here. Love is love. Yes, Sherry. Erica, is your hubby getting all these Valentine's cards? Yes, he's going to get a Valentine card. And you know what's so cool is he actually is coming back here for a short visit. I shouldn't say a visit. He is visiting, but he has to work while he's here. So it's going to be like he gets to come here and sleep, but he has to work during the day, which I'll take what I can get. Those of you that are new here, my husband is deployed. So he's not with us right now. So he's going to get to come back for a little visit, and I'll take what I can get. So, and my kiddos are super excited. Okay, so let's pull this puppy out, and then we'll add some little embellishments to kind of finish it off. And this is a new sticky mat, so I'm going to do this so we don't curve our one layer card. Yay for a visit. Yes. Okay. So now we have to choose a pretty. I'm kind of leaning towards, do I want the white pearl, or do we need to like kick it up a notch? That really doesn't match. Green. Let's do some little white pearls maybe, I think. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. This is eyelet lace, and these are brand new embellishments. So if you guys like to do like the shaker cards and add, little embellishments or things, ooh, those are really sparkly. These are available now. So let's get my liquid adhesive. Let's see here. All right. Now, the thing is where are we going to put them? I think these two flowers, these two are like definitely calling for an embellishment because they have little open centers. And then I think this guy, and last week when I made that other little card, somebody said, look, my flowers look like Alice in Wonderland. That's okay. We're gonna do all the things. They look like little singing flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe like this big one here is like 5, just for a little odd number. Okay, now the trick is gonna be if I can pick these up with my big fingers. These are super shiny. Let's see here if I can get it. And then let's use my tweezers here to kind of flip that into place. That's cute. Okay, so let's keep going here. And I'm just going to use my little dish here and pick out pearls. And let's do, since this is a big flower, let's drop that one right there. And then, whoops. some smaller ones. And then I think some of them are like true pearls. This is where I'm going to be in trouble because my hands are so big. It's going to be trying to get them to stay put on here. Okay, that doesn't look bad. And then there's this little guy. And I know if I pick it up with the tweezers, I'll look like, do you remember in the movie Pretty Woman where she shot that snail or whatever that was across the restaurant? That would be me with my pearls and tweezers. I am continuously like little rounded embellishments and gems and things like this. Like if I try to pick it up with my tweezers, I will shoot it. Let's see if I can do it without shooting it across. Oh, there we go. Shooting it across the room. There we go. And then let's see here. Let's see what else we have in this little mix and blend. There's little flowers, little pearls. There's little tiny gems. Those almost look like little diamonds. That'd be pretty in a shaker card. Uh-oh. I boo-booed. Let's do a cleanup. Thank goodness for sand erasers. Okay, don't touch it. There we go. Okay, now let's pick it up. And then let's look at, do you see all the pretty little pearls and things? I think we need one or two over here before we call it quits. Or that's gonna bother me. That it's one-sided. We can't have lopsided pearls. Okay, so let's do maybe another big one right there, and let's do a little one, a smaller one. Up here. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. Okay, I feel better now that we're not lopsided. There we go. One layer-ish. One layer plus some embellishments. Okay. Sand eraser is amazing. Yeah, because what I did is I stuck my fingers in this sentiment and then I laid my hand down over here. I went all the way through that stenciling and didn't boo-boo and then messed up the sentiment, but we hid that pretty well. Nobody will ever know. See all the little dimension on there? Isn't that cute with the little pearls? I think it'd be pretty with the green too. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do our giveaway this evening, but we've had fun. So we have like a total, almost total, one layer card. And then we have one with the stencils that's using the dies and has embellishments and has dimension with foam and all the things. So which one do you create more? Do you do all the dimension and all the things? Are you more like simple one layer, maybe just a couple little embellishments on there? All right, and then Lisa is going to give us the winner, Julia Tomaine. Congratulations, Julia. So if you'll email me, Kelley, Kelley, @honeybeestamps.com, I will hook you up with your gift card. And thank you so much for joining us. I have had a few requests for hot foil. And so Thursday night here, I'm going to create a card with our new hot foil cover plate that is the fluttering hearts. And then I'll pair that with the old fluttering heart cover plate that cuts out the top layer. And then I will probably foil some sentiments too. And I'll show you how I fit everything on one piece of paper and then save them up. And then we've got some new foil colors too for spring and summer. So I'll pull those out and we'll do like a whole little foiling session. All right, so congratulations to our winner, and I will see you all on Thursday evening. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you come back and join me on Thursday. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.